Hello everyone, I am Fathima, 3rd BA English from KCS Kasinadar College of Arts and Science. Today's our topic is Life of Pi, which was written by Jan Martel. Author introduction. Jan Martel was born in Salamanca, Spain in 1963. It has been said that the Martel himself. He is from Canada and he is trying to write a book about Portugal but fails to do so. Then he decides to go to India where he could live longer with less money. By chance, he meets a man who tells him to go back to Canada and look for a man called Pi, who has a great story that will make him believe in God. Characters. Pizin Patel, Pi, the main character and the narrator of the story in the novel. Pi is a teenage Indian boy. Richard Parker, the 450-pound tiger and 227 days companion to Pi on the lifeboat. Francis Adirubasamy, a close friend of the Patel family, and he is the one who is responsible for Pi's name as well as sending the author to Toronto to hear Pi's story. Pi's father, a zookeeper, Pi's mother, a caring woman, Ravi, Pi's brother, Father Martin, a Catholic priest, Satish Kumar, Pi's biology teacher, Tomohiro Okamoto and Atsuro Chaiba, the two men from the Japanese Ministry of Transport who arrive on behalf of the Tizumsum sinking to question Pi about his story of survival. They do not immediately believe him but consent to writing his story up in the report. The beginning of the story. The novel begins with the author describing his travel to India, where he meets a man named Francis Adirubasamy in a coffee house in Pondicherry, after which he refers the author to Pizin Patel in Toronto. His father is the proprietor of the Pondicherry Zoo. Pi's mother is an avid reader and introduces to him numerous literary works from which he learns the joys of numerous schools of thought. His school is filled with amazing teachers, one of whom, Mr. Kumar, is an inspiration to Pi. Pi grew up a Hindu but discovered the Catholic faith at the age of 14 from a priest by the name of Father Martin. He is soon baptized. He then meets Mr. Kumar, a Muslim of some standing, and converts to Islam. His father wanted to sell the animals abroad in return for a healthy earning, so they planned to travel to Canada. The entry of Richard Parker. The animals are loaded onto the same boat that the family will take to reach Winnipeg, Canada. On the journey to North America, the boat sinks. As the only survivor of his shipwrecks, he is stuck in a lifeboat with a dying zebra and a hyena. Pi sees another survivor floating in the water. Richard Parker is actually the 400-pound tiger from his father's zoo. So upon re-entering the boat, he wedges the tarpaulin up with an oar and decides he might survive if he can stay on top and keep Richard Parker beneath it. Over the next week, an orangutan arrives as well, and the four animals interplay carefully, eating each other until there is only Richard Parker left. Pi's final day with Richard Parker. Over the course of the next 7 months aboard the lifeboat, Pi hides on a makeshift raft behind the boat and begins the process of taming Richard Parker with a whistle and treats from the sea, as well as making his portion of boat. He begins to get close to the tiger, developing the kind of bond a zookeeper does with his menagerie. The ending of the journey. Finally, after more time spent floating along in the ocean, Pi sights land in Mexico and disembark. Richard Parker immediately runs off into the woods, and Pi is recovered by two men from the shipping company who owned the boat that sank with his family on it. He relates to them the story of his 227 days on the boat, but they do not quite believe his fantastic tale of surviving with a Bengal tiger and meeting a blind man in the ocean. So Pi relates to them a second story instead of his mother, a sailor with a broken leg and a cannibalistic cook with no animals and no magical islands this time around. The theme of the novel is belief in God. Throughout the novel, Pi makes his belief in and love of God clear. It is a love profound enough that he can transcend the classical divisions of religion and worship as Hindu, Muslim, and Christian. The captivating story of the Pi's magical journey on a lifeboat with a Royal Bengal tiger teaches about faith in oneself and in God. The lessons from this novel is life will defend itself no matter how small it is. So we should not give up. We should keep moving on it. We should plan for it. Then we should focus on it. So in this story, confidence is the first thing. If we have confidence, we can achieve any successful goals in our life. So don't lose hope. Thank you everyone.